What's up everyone? If you're always thinking about ways to shorten the length of your code, then I got two simple operators just for you. Welcome to Just.js, my name is Aaron, and today I'm going to be speaking about optional chaining and the Nullish coalescing. Now, don't be alarmed by the big words, I guarantee they're super easy. Let's begin. Alright, so for the first operator, we have the optional chaining operator. And as a first example, I have this response object set with a few properties inside of it. And let's say that I want to console log the text property. I can obviously console log it with the response.payload.content.text, and it will work just fine. But the problem is that we cannot always guarantee that all the properties will be available to us, and to be honest, we might not be able to guarantee that the original object would be available to us, right? If I didn't have this content property and I run the program again, we get an error because I'm trying to console log the text property of content, but content is not defined. So how do we fix this? Because we never want to have errors in our code. We usually do something like this, where we create a bunch of conditions to verify that our chain is valid, right? We want to verify that response is available to us, and payload and content and text. And only if all of these are available, then we would console log text. And if I run the program again, you see that we don't get any errors. And of course, we don't get the text because it's not available to us. If I bring it back and run it again, we get the text as we expect, and this is awesome. But the problem is that these conditions are very long and not very readable. Plus, this is just a very small object, and just imagine what would be with a much more complex object. What I would want to do is to use our original console log, which is a single line, very readable, but to make it code safe. And to do that, I can use the question mark dot operator, which is the optional chaining operator, instead of just using the dot. And what it does is that it first checks whether the property is available and valid, and if it does, then it continues down the chain, and if it's not, then it returns undefined. So you can see when I run this program, we get everything as normal, and if there's a problem in the middle of the chain, we just get undefined back. So you can see how we managed to shorten all of this code into a single line, which is also code safe. This is regarding optional chaining. Now let's speak about the Nullish coalescing. Let's say I have a machine of tea and coffee, and I need to choose how many teaspoons of sugar I want. And in this case, 0 will be a valid choice to anyone. And let's say that I have a variable which takes either the number of teaspoons of sugar that the user chose, or a default of 2. When I try to console log add sugar, we get 2, which is obviously not what we wanted. And the reason for that is that 0 is a falsy value. So when I try to pass 0 into the teaspoons of sugar or 2, we get 2, which is not what we meant. And the way we might be able to fix something like this is maybe create this kind of a condition where we first check whether or not it's 0, and if it's 0, just use 0. On any other case, just take our original condition. And yeah, this works, but it's very long and it's not very readable, and frankly, not necessary. And so how do we fix this issue? We use, instead of the OR condition, let me just bring it back. Instead of using the OR condition, we can use the Nullish coalescing operator, which is just 2 question marks, one after the other. And what this does is that it checks whether or not the left-hand operand is either null or undefined, and only if it's null or undefined, it will return the right-hand operand, our default value, and if it's anything else than that, it will return our own value. So when I run the code again, we get what we expect. And let me bring back our original condition to fix this issue. It was this. Take a look how we managed to shorten all of this code into a single readable and frankly code safe line. And so if you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and leave a comment below, and I will see you on the next one.